Assalamualaikum students, I'm your science teacher Nurulan and today we are going to start our new lesson. But before that, as you know, due to the present situation, your school has to conduct these online classes for you. Inshallah, we will be back to our school soon and we're aware that the situation is because of COVID-19, which is also known as coronavirus. And all I wanted to say is just stay indoors and tell your parents to do the same. Avoid going outside your house, and if you want to play, there are several games that you can play by staying inside your house. This virus spreads through contact, so just wash your hands for about 20 seconds with a good soap and avoid unnecessary contact with anyone. Just stay home and stay safe. Coming back to our lesson, what are we going to start today is unit number 4, the life cycle of animals. In this lesson, you will be able to distinguish or differentiate animals on the basis of their life cycles, and you will also know what happens during life of an animal. Okay, now, first of all, we have to understand what is a cycle. A cycle is anything that happens over and over again. Something or anything that happens again and again and remains the same is called a cycle. कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ जो बार बार होती है और हर बार होने पर सेम रहती है उसको हम क्या कहते हैं साइकिल. सो व्हाट इज़ लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ एन एनिमल? Life cycle of an animal are those changes that happen during life of an animal. How it changes from baby to an adult is called its life cycle. Okay, what is an adult? Basically, anything that is fully grown and is strong enough is called an adult. Just like your parents, they are adult and you are a child, you are a baby. So, according to the definition, look at the definition. What it says? It says that different stages of an animal's life is called its life cycle. All of those changes, all what happens during life of an animal is called its life cycle, how it changes from baby to an adult. Okay, what a life cycle tells us? It basically tells us about all the stages of an animal's life. Whatever happens during life of an animal, it tells about all of those changes that happen during life of an animal. Okay, it also tells that how animals make copies of themselves. Okay, आपने कभी देखा है कि मुर्गी के अंडे में से चूजे की बजाय खरगोश का बच्चा निकला है? Have you ever seen it, or is it even possible? No, not at all, because life cycle tells us that babies are same as their parents. वो बिल्कुल वैसे ही नज़र आते हैं जैसे उनके पेरेंट्स होते हैं. Yes, there might be certain differences, but their appearance remains the same. Okay, and the third thing that it tells us that life cycle of most animals begin with an egg. Most animals lay eggs in the first place, and the life cycle of most animals start with an egg. Okay, moving on to the first life cycle, we have life cycle of a frog. Yes, you have seen it and you know what a frog is. So we know that a frog basically lives on land and also it lives in water. And eggs of a frog are called spawns. Say this word. What is this word? This word is spawns. And look at this picture. These are the eggs of a frog with tiny dots inside them. These are the all of these are the eggs of a frog. Okay, the tiny thing that comes out of a spawn, out of a frog's egg is called a tadpole. Now look at the second picture, you can see the tadpoles. Yes, the tadpoles still need to live inside water. They cannot come outside the water. Okay, those black dots in the above picture, whenever they come out of the egg, they are changed into tadpoles. These are the things that basically turn into a tadpole. Okay, now in the next picture, this is a life cycle of a frog, and these are the eggs over here, and what comes out of these eggs? It's a tadpole, yes. And then in the next thing, it changes into it remains the same, it is a tadpole, but it grows a little bit bigger and it grows its back legs. Yes, its back legs grow. Okay, but it is still tiny and it still needs to stay inside water. It cannot come outside the water. In the next process, it changes into a young frog, but you can see that it has grown its limbs and its back legs are all grown, and you can see it also has a tail. Okay, have you seen a frog with a tail? This frog has a tail because it is a young frog. And then when it changes into an adult frog, its tail disappears, and this adult frog again lays eggs, and this cycle continues. So this you can see that it started with an egg and then tadpole, and then at the end it changed into an adult frog with no tail. Now this adult frog can live on land and also inside water. Okay, there are some interesting facts about frogs. As you know that we need lungs to breathe, same is the case with frogs. Frogs also breathe through lungs, just like they can live on land and also inside water. But tadpoles, they have to live inside the water, so just like fish, they have gills. Okay, and then frogs have long, sticky tongues to catch insects. Just like in this picture, you can see a frog is catching insect through its long, sticky tongue. Second, we are going to learn about life cycle of a fish. We know that fish live inside water and they also lay their eggs over there. And the eggs of a fish are called fry. What are they called? They are called fry. Now in this life cycle you can see the eggs, and what come out of these eggs, it's a fry. Okay, fry is a baby fish, and then the fry grows into an adult fish. This adult fish lays eggs and this cycle continues. So this was the simple life cycle of a fish. The third life cycle we're going to read is the life cycle of a butterfly. Okay, as we all know that life cycle of most animals and insects begin with eggs. So now look at those eggs on that leaf. What comes out of those eggs? Yes, a caterpillar. You have also seen a caterpillar, and you can see it over here in this picture. Okay, now this caterpillar does a strange thing. It makes a covering around it, and it remains inside that covering, just like you can see this green thing. This is called a cocoon. What is it called? Cocoon. Now read it out. The caterpillar becomes a pupa. Okay, when it goes inside that cocoon, it is called pupa. Okay, that caterpillar, when it forms a covering around it, it is known as pupa. Okay, why it does that? Because to change into a butterfly it is necessary. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर एक कैटरपिलर बटरफ्लाई में चेंज होना चाहता है तो उसको अपने आप को उस कवरिंग में, उस ककोन में रखना पड़ता है. Otherwise it cannot change into a butterfly. Okay, now look at this picture. In the first picture you can see it, there was a caterpillar. It formed a covering around it, a covering which is known as cocoon. Look at this picture. There is this yellow thing. It is called cocoon. Okay, now the caterpillar now changes into a butterfly by remaining inside that cocoon. And when it has changed into a butterfly, it moves out of the cocoon, but it still cannot fly. ये उड़ नहीं सकती. It has to get attached to that cocoon, and when it grows into an adult butterfly, it can easily fly away, but before that it cannot fly because it is not strong enough. वो इतनी strong नहीं होती, उसके पर यानी wings जो हैं वो इतने strong नहीं होते. That is why it has to get attached to that cocoon. Okay, now next one, there is a life cycle of a bird. You can see that it starts with an egg, and what comes out of that egg? Yes, a chick. And this is known as hatching. Hatching means to come out of an egg. किसी अंडे में से बाहर निकलना, उसको hatching कहते हैं. Now this chick moves here and there, and then it changes into an adult chicken. मुर्गी में change हो जाता है, and then this hen also lays eggs, and this cycle continues. Okay, there are some interesting facts that birds lay their eggs in a nest. They live in a nest, so they lay their eggs in a nest, And birds sit on their eggs. Okay, you have also seen in some cartoons that a hen sits on its eggs. Why it does so? To keep them warm, so that the eggs may hatch properly. Okay, now the baby birds when hatch are usually blind and bald. Blind means andha and bald means ganja. So when they are born, they are blind and bald. But when they develop feathers, यानी उनके पर निकल आते हैं and they are strong enough, they can finally leave their nest. वो अपने घोंसले से उड़ जाते हैं. Okay, this was about your lesson, and there is a simple activity for you. Look at this picture carefully and just um if there is your favorite animal in this picture, just spot your favorite animal, or you can consider your pet animal also, and you just have to draw a simple life cycle. Okay, you just have to write down or draw that how it looked like before and how it looks now, and you just have to draw a simple life cycle, and you have to share your pictures with us. And hope so you enjoyed your lesson. Best of luck, and again I want to say that stay home, stay safe. Thank you.